This video is going to go over unit rates, and we're going to look at some story problems and figure out values for one unit. A rate is a comparison of two quantities, and they're going to have different units, so different amounts and different labels. Sometimes rates can be expressed as examples. We have miles per hour when we're driving or running. Feet per second could also be a distance. Dollars per hour when you're working, how much money you make. Points scored per game, so in athletics. Price per pound when you're shopping. Miles per gallon when you're driving people's cars, their gasoline that they're using. So a rate, basically down here, you are trying to find out the value of just one unit is what we're looking for. The first example that we're going to do, it says Jason paid $47 for 4 movie tickets. Each ticket cost the same amount. What was the cost of each movie ticket in dollars and cents? So it's okay to not be a whole number. In money, we can have a decimal with cents. The first thing I'm going to do is identify the important information. So I know the total spent and how many tickets he bought. And then the question is asking me to find out how much did each ticket cost. So now that we know that, that tells us that we're trying to find the value of just one ticket. If I had 4 of them, to get that answer, I would divide by 4 because that's going to tell me the cost that I paid for just one ticket. I'm going to set up my problem. 4 divided into 47.00. 4 and 4, that goes one time. No remainder. Going to bring down the 7. 4 goes with 7 only one time. So I'm going to subtract 4. I have 3 left over. Bring down the next digit, which was 0. 4 goes with 30 7 times. And I can move my decimal up now into my answer. 4 times 7 is 28. I have 2 left over. Bring down this last digit. Oops. The last digit was 0, and 4 goes with 25 times. So now I can subtract off just to say I have no remainder. Then my final answer, I would say it cost $11.75 per ticket. The second example is going to be multiple choice. It says Tracy paid $22.10 for 2.6 pounds of salmon. What is the price per pound of the salmon? Again, I'm going to start out with identifying the important information. $22.10 for 2.6 pounds. And then it wants to know what is the price per pound. So that again tells me now I just need 1. I put a little note in here because since this is multiple choice, we can eliminate answer choices that don't make sense. If I know 2 pounds cost $22, that tells me for sure that only 1 pound is going to be less than, the cost is going to be less than $22.10 for sure. So A doesn't make sense. And D doesn't make sense because those increased. We're going down because we only want to know 1. So to get the answer, I would simply divide by 2.6 because then that will tell me the cost of just 1 pound. Okay, I'm going to set up my problem. 2.6, it's going to divide into 22.10. There's a decimal on the outside, so I want to move it and move it on the inside. I can move my decimal up into my answer so it's ready to go. 26 now, it's pretty close to 30. And I'm trying to get up to 22 or 221. if I look at my answer choices, it's either going to be an 8 or a 1. I know for sure 26 is going to go way more than just one time into this. So I'm going to put in 8. I can check over here on the side. 26 times 8. 6 times 8 is 48. And then 8 times 2 is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 208. I pretty much know the answer now because I've eliminated choices and I know it starts with 8. I'm going to go ahead and circle that the answer is B. But if I finish out the problem and I subtract, I get 13. And then I bring down this 0. Now it's 130. And 26, actually, the answer choice said 5 should be the next digit. And if I test that out, I'm pretty sure that it equals. So 8.5. And then we could say that the final answer is $8.50 per pound. And then that would be your final answer. Last question. This one says a boat traveled 27 miles in 2 hours. At this rate, how many miles would the boat travel in half an hour? Okay, this doesn't just say 1 hour, this says half an hour. So we're going to have to pay really close attention to what we're doing. The most important thing is identify the information. So 27 miles in 2 hours. And we want to know how far we could go in just half an hour. So to get less time, we would divide again. So I'm going to make a little note here. If I had 2 hours the first time, if I divide by 2, that only tells me 1 hour of time. That's not what this wants though. This wants half an hour of time. So if I need only half an hour of time, I would have to divide again by 2. Now some people might see this and say that both of these I could just divide once by 4 because there's 4 groups of 30 minutes in 2 hours. So if you wanted to do that, you could. It's for sure not going to be this. That doesn't make sense if I have to divide and divide again. The answer is going to get a lot smaller. But I'm going to set this up and do 2 divided into 27. So I could bring down the next number of 7. And that works 3. 3 times 2 is 6. I have 1 left over. I need to put in a decimal. And then add a 0 and bring this down. Now be really careful because some people are going to see this number 13 and they're going to see 13 as an answer choice. But remember, I already told myself dividing by 2 only gave me 1 hour of time and I need to get half an hour of time. So now I know that A is also not going to be the right answer because I haven't divided twice. So I could scratch that one off too now. And 2 goes with 10 5 times with 0 remainder. Now that is 1 hour of time. We want half an hour of time. So we said divide again by 2. 13.5 divided by 2 one more time. So 2 goes with 13 6 times. That's 12. I know now my answer is going to start with 6. So I could say that that was the right answer. If I had to finish dividing, if it wasn't multiple choice, 3 minus 2 is 1. Bring down the next digit. 2 goes with 15 7 times. And I would bring the decimal up into my answer. 7 times 2 is 14 with 1 left over. I need to add my own 0 and then bring that down. And then 2 goes with 10 5 times with nothing left over. So the 6.75 is what I did in half an hour of time instead of 1 full hour.